Russian forces in Ukraine lost more than 1,000 soldiers in the past day, according to Kyiv's military, as clashes continue across the front line in the east of the war-torn country, ahead of anticipated offensives in the coming months. Moscow's armed forces lost 1,030 fighters in the previous 24 hours, Ukraine's general staff said in an update posted to social media on Wednesday. The new figures bring Ukraine's tally of reported Russian casualties to 439,190. Kyiv also said the Kremlin's forces had lost 11 tanks and 9 armored personnel vehicles over the past day. By Ukraine's count, Russia has now lost more than 6,900 tanks and 13,216 armored personnel vehicles. Casualty counts and equipment losses in war are notoriously difficult to pin down, and Western experts suggest both Kyiv's and Moscow's reported losses are higher than the true figure. Neither side offers regular updates on their own losses, but if Ukraine's tally includes overall casualties, as well as Russian fighters who are missing or died in non-combat circumstances, it is a perfectly plausible tally. Nick Reynolds, a research fellow for land warfare at the London-based Royal United Services Institute think tank, told Newsweek in February. Casualty counts typically spike during drawn-out battles, such when Russia launched its offensive on the strategic Donetsk city of Avdiivka in October. Moscow has controlled the settlement since mid-February. Earlier in March, the British government said Russia's monthly casualty count throughout February reached the highest point since Moscow's forces crossed into Ukraine in February 2022. Russia has likely sustained more than 335,000 casualties in this time, London said. This almost certainly reflects Russia's commitment to mass and attritional warfare, the UK Defence Ministry said. Kyiv is losing its own resources in the war. Russia's defense ministry said on Tuesday that Ukraine had lost 15,604 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, plus 8,531 field artillery guns and mortars, since February 2022. Like Ukraine's figures on purported Russian losses, these are very difficult to verify. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu said last week that Ukraine had sustained approximately 71,000 casualties since January 2024. This was very similar to the Russian casualty figures put forward by Ukraine's military. Kyiv's tally at the time put Russian casualties at approximately $72,000 since the start of the year. Despite grinding losses on both sides, Russia is widely expected to launch renewed onslaughts on Ukrainian defenses as the warmer spring and summer months approach. Russia has managed to replenish its stocks of equipment and up its production of new systems, sustaining its attacks on Ukrainian frontline troops. Ukraine, leaning on Western aid to continue its war effort, is struggling to keep up the pace of its operations without the concrete promise of future deliveries from its largest backer, the U.S. A $60 billion aid package has languished in Congress for months, and a short-term stopgap measure of $300 million in military aid announced by the Pentagon earlier this month will scarcely ease concerns over how Ukraine's depleted ammunition stocks will impact Russian advances. Russian forces have marginally advanced near the decimated Donetsk city of Bakhmut, with fighting continuing from the northern front lines close to the northeastern city of Kupiansk, down to the southern Kherson and Zaporizhzhia regions, the U.S. think tank, the Institute for the Study of War, said on Tuesday. Russian forces are maintaining their momentum in Ukraine's Donetsk region, making marginal gains near Bakhmut, according to the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, whose maps show the latest state of play on the front line. The Washington, D.C. think tank's Monday update said geolocated footage showed marginal Russian advances east of Chasiv Yar in Donetsk, as positional engagements continue northwest, west, and southwest of Bakhmut. A Russian military blogger has said that Russia's 11th Separate Guards Air Assault (VDV) brigade had completely seized Ivanivsky, although the ISW has not seen evidence for this. The think tank's update on Monday maps these Russian claims, as well as advances around Avdiivka, the Donetsk Oblast town that Moscow's troops captured last month. These include advances in Orlivka and west of Tonenka. The think tank added that positional engagements are continuing around Avdiivka, as well as west and southwest of Donetsk city. Although there were no confirmed changes to the front line in this area, the ISW said. The ISW also noted how Ukrainian and Russian forces had recently made marginal advances along the Kupiansk-Kreminna line on Monday, while positional fighting further south Zaporizhzhia Oblast saw no confirmed frontline changes.
Залпом! 300! 30!